Book 3, Chapter 14 of A Tale of Two Cities is called The Knitting Done. Madame Defarge fears her husband may warn Dr. Manette and his family that she intends to denounce them. On the day Evermond is scheduled to die, she meets with Jacques III, the Vengeance, and the Wood Sawyer, who confirms that Lucy has been signaling prisoners in La Force. She gives her knitting to the Vengeance and asks her friend to save her a seat at the execution. Madame Defarge sets off to the Manette apartment, where she hopes to find Lucy and the doctor mourning Darnay, which will help to condemn them to death as well. Meanwhile, Miss Pross and Jerry Cruncher are making their plans. Jarvis Lorry has charged them with hiring a small, rapid transport in which they can leave at 3 p.m. and overtake Lorry's heavier carriage. They know they have the escaped Darnay, and Jerry is frantic with worry, now understanding the value of prayer. Miss Pross suggests transport pick her up at the cathedral so that 2 carriages won't be seen leaving their courtyard, and he sets off to do so. Suddenly, Madame Defarge appears and demands to see Lucy. But Miss Pross doesn't speak French, and Madame Defarge doesn't speak English. A fight ensues where each woman insults and infuriates the other, with each understanding the tone of what the other is saying, but not the words. Madame Defarge suspects that no one is there and makes a lunge for the closed door to a back room. Miss Pross throws her arms around Madame Defarge's waist and holds on as tightly as she can. Madame Defarge claws at Miss Pross's face and hair, but Miss Pross just hugs harder. She can tell that Madame Defarge has a knife in her belt. Madame Defarge reaches for a gun stashed in her bosom. Miss Pross sees it and swats at it. There's a flash and a bang. When the smoke clears, Madame Defarge is laying on the floor, dead. Miss Pross straightens her clothes as best she can, puts on a bonnet and veil to hide her scratched up face, and leaves, locking the apartment door behind her. She runs to the cathedral to meet Jerry, throwing the apartment key in the river along the way. She asks Jerry if there are sounds in the streets, but can't hear his answer. She's deaf. Jerry postulates that she will never hear again. She never does. Madame Defarge is a terrifying woman who, with her knife and her gun, feels completely invincible and never doubts her right to revenge. The narrator says she was absolutely without pity. If she had ever had the virtue in her, it had quite gone out of her. She has a commanding, powerful presence. On the other side of the brawl, Miss Pross is already very strong, but she's also filled with protective courage and desperation to make sure that no one hurts her ladybird. But here, readers see proof of her cleverness, her reliability, and her determination. Miss Pross does what she plans without paying much attention to anyone else, ready to sacrifice her life for Lucy's family, but in the end, sacrifices her hearing.